This exercise is the hip hinge. To do this exercise, we're going to use, we've got here is like a dowel rod or a piece of tubing. It's going to guide you as a tactile teaching cue. Why we want to do this exercise is to help your hips to move, to help your hips, your lower back and your hamstrings to load together. So I'm going to turn sideways for a second. What we want is this idea to move through the hips without rounding the back. Now, there's nothing wrong with rounding your back. We're teaching you how to find your hips in this particular exercise though. So what we're going to imagine is if, without using the rod for a second, I'm going to keep my knees soft and I'm going to send my hips backwards. And what I don't want to do is to round my back. I want to keep my hips high and send them backwards. Okay? If I do that properly, I should get some stretch in my hamstrings and my glute. And I've more or less got a straight line from my hips up through my spine. The rod, the dowel rod, will help us with that. So if I bring this behind me, what I want to do is place the back of my head, the middle of my shoulder blades, and place the rod between my my butt cheeks. I'm going to swap my hands here for a second. Hold the rod in place with a hand here and a hand here. And I'm looking to do the exact same thing, except I'm going to maintain contact with this rod at those 3 points throughout. So what I don't want to see is the neck coming into it. I don't want to see the back rounding. Those 3 points stay in contact. And if we do that well, we have a little bit of knee bend, not too much. Hips go back. Torso moves as a unit. And I get a lovely big strong stretching feeling in my hamstrings. That is a really nice clean hip hinge. Okay? And then back up to the top. One more time. Keeping the contact with the dowel rod. Staying high with the hips. Sitting back into it. I get a nice big hip and hamstring load.